Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I am doing a reading video. I'm going to talk for a couple minutes in the beginning. Um, so it has been, I would say, a night because I tend to start my days off late. So I have my nails done and I called the nail salon that I went to because one of my nails was getting water in it and I didn't want it to anything to happen with that. So I was asking about if they would charge me and they were saying a lot of times we don't, but if you could come in and we'll take care of it, and if we do charge it'll be like $5, $10. And I'm like, okay. And I was thinking that maybe they wouldn't because it's not like I broke my nail and they're fixing it because I was just like because of what I did. Um, so I go to the salon. I mean, it's like not the biggest thing, but I go in and they do my nail and then they charge me $10 for one nail. And I was just like, if Fix Your Face had a picture, it would be me because I was just like, I drove out of my way. Like, I went to this place because I saw reviews about it. And so I'm already like putting into that. And then you're charging me that again for one nail. And then I didn't even hide like how I was feeling about it because you could just see it. And I let the guy at the front desk like know with um the glare that I was like giving because I just I was just thinking like I'm living my life doing regular things like washing my hands, and then that happened. So um I feel like the glare definitely gave it away. And I was like thinking, "Hmm, I don't think I need to write a review after that because I feel like they know." It just kind of dumbfounded me too, because I know that you could get um, charges for those types of things, but I feel that I didn't come in with me damaging my nail. Like the nail was already in that type of thing. Like I paid you in full to do something correctly and then you didn't. So I I don't write many reviews, but when I do write a review, it's like a good review, especially maybe on Etsy, to like say that I enjoyed the product because I shop a lot on Etsy. Um, I have one main review that is it's a it's a really bad review. And I didn't even hold back on it, but at the same time, I feel like everything I said was like how it was. And I felt like it would be something that I could even add more to because there was like the aftermath of it too. It was for the US Postal System, and um, it was for my electric spinning wheel that got sent from Ukraine, and it wasn't Ukraine. It was definitely the US Postal System because I ordered it at the end of last year. I've said it in a couple of videos. I ordered it at the end of last year. I kept asking about it. They said that they were going to send it back. They said that they lost it. Um, And then it arrived in Ukraine, and the seller sent it to me through FedEx because I said I didn't want USPS. And then that arrived in less than a week when it got sent to me. And that was like at the end of November. And I ordered this at the end of the summertime. So it was a couple of months till I got the package. And so um I don't normally do it, but I wanted to make sure because every time I was like at contacting them, I would get like a general answer about stuff. Um, and then saying that it was me, and I'm like, no, this is not what it's going to be. So that um review has over 1,000 views. And I know that because I get emails from Google telling me congratulations, your review reached this amount of people. And that was like at the end of like last year. So I might get more emails from Google telling me that or notifications. And I'm like, I don't like writing bad reviews. Um, but that glare was like to get my point across. That review was like I was getting to many people. Like I tried to contact USPS and um there wasn't much of that going on. So I well I was getting cottage cheese and this is so random. So I was like, I wanted to drive back to the house and again, it was a drive. So I saw that there was a Target store. So I went there to see if they had like some groceries that I was looking for. I really wanted cabbage. I was looking for a specific type of cabbage. I love cabbage. Sorry, this is like turning into a bunch of other stuff. But the last time I got like two cabbages and I was like swearing to myself that there's no way I could finish this all in like a short amount of time and I did. Like I made a specific meal out of it, the halupsi, and then I made a with one of the cabbages, and then the other cabbage, I made a cabbage stew, and I split that cabbage in half the second one I got, thinking that I'll just put this other one in the freezer because like cabbages, they um do well when you put it in the freezer. Some vegetables taste differently, or like there's a reaction to it when you do stuff like that. But I was thinking there's no way I could finish this cabbage in a couple of days, and I did a lot sooner than I thought. And I was thinking I would get a cabbage today, but the one that I wanted to get, they're sold in specific stores, and me starting my day off because I literally called them this morning, and I didn't leave until like 8 o'clock. In this area, stuff is open pretty late, at least some stores, not all the stores. The that place was open until midnight, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I have time. And so, I got cottage cheese. I know it's like all over the place. I got cottage cheese because I wanted to make another batch of the cheese pancakes, and they lasted a couple days for me, like 3 days. So I thought that was great. So, because I only bought like cottage cheese and I had the other things for it. And so it's like, this is a cheap meal and it lasts for a while. And I also wanted to make it again too because I enjoy it and I wanted to show maybe like my process of it that might be a little different. And because I'm of what I use like the cottage cheese instead of farmer's cheese. And because I use lactose free cottage cheese and I guess maybe it wouldn't be too different, but and uh maybe to what I have with on me in the kitchen. And so I got cottage cheese at Walmart, and I was really late there because they were gonna close it like by the time I left they were about to close. Um, because I had to drive back because the place was far. Because like I could have gone to other nail salons that were close to me, but I went to this one specifically. So I'm just like, I'll just go to a local one. I'm sure it's fine. It takes me a while to find one, but I feel like that's like that with stuff. But I might do my nails again, but I used to do this thing like after work and I'd be fatigued and sometimes I would kind of fall asleep or doze off while they were doing my nails, but it'd be like a relaxing thing for me. So I'm like, I kind of just want, I don't want to do it, but maybe I'll do it again just because. I have supplies at my godmother's house because I have some bins there, storage bins that I kind of like put under one of the, well, it was under the pool table. I know this is like so random, but and I wanted to make the pancake circle because I'm like they were a circle until I didn't account for it rising in the pan and I was like, oh, so that's what the baking soda and vinegar reaction was for. So, that was one of the things to add. So again, it might not be for all the recipes, but based off of the things that I was doing and what I had in the kitchen, that's what I went for. And then I don't think I modified it too much, but again, to what I could do with it. So, oh, and I just did a emergency client reading. So that's just another video here. I'm gonna go start pulling the cards. I got other decks from my car. Well, this deck was already in my room, so this is the Universal Folk Tarot, and I have it in this bag that I knit up. I really love this bag, and I have the Angel Tarot cards. I haven't read with them in a while, so I feel like it's nice because um, I feel like some tarot readers shy away from these types of decks where it has the descriptions. But for these types of readings, sometimes maybe you wanna hear those descriptions, especially if it's like I'm not saying less esoteric, but it's more accessible for those who maybe a specific spirituality and it might help ease into the idea of reading cards and stuff. So then I have my Glory to Ukraine Tarot that I was calling the Slavic Legends for some reason in my other video, but I've been using this one and then the Angel Oracle. So what time is it now? Oh, I have Eastern Standard Time on my laptop that I'm not changing because sometimes I look at the laptop and I'm like, oh, I'll see what my friend is doing. And she sometimes calls me because I don't want to interrupt her while she's um busy with working and her family. And I think it's Pluto Day, is it? What day is it? So Pluto's linked to Scorpio, and Scorpio's linked to the Death card, and I'm feeling like it's how, and also the King of Cups. So I feel like one of the questions that we can get from that is how do we respond during times of change? Oh yeah, I didn't even say I got like little snacks when I was in my mood because when I'm in a pissed off mood, I could be absolutely evil. And I was like, I don't really eat a lot when I'm upset about something or annoyed about something, I would say. And I don't eat a lot when I'm sad. In fact, I don't eat at all when I'm sad. I mainly eat when I'm like in a good mood. I don't want to rely on food and like be gluttonous in that way. Um, I want to eat when there's a need to eat and not when just eating just to eat. So, I mean, you could do that with different things, and I'm not saying eating is bad at all. I love to eat. Um, I just don't want it to be one of those responses like, um, when this happens, then I turn to this type of thing, and hopefully that doesn't sound like I'm trying to say anything else with it. But, um, because food's expensive. That's another thing. And I tend to spend money, like when I do spend money on like my crafts. So I feel like you could call that like, oh, that's where all the money goes. Mm. And that's another thing that's interesting is that when you have yourself, are you able to rely on yourself? I feel like that's another takeaway of it because it's like holding your own in different areas of your life. There does feel like a sense of eagerness of like what comes next. But there does seem to be a sense of knowing, in a way, what can come next. And I feel like this might have to do with an energy of the Judgment card too. I haven't turned over any cards besides that one. So it's like what we have done and what can it progress to. I feel like there is hard work that comes out of it. I'm gonna start turning over the other cards because there's like the song Celebrate Me Home, and I did add it to my playlist, and it is it can talk about relationships, and it's also talking about um the things that we've done to get where we are, and then coming back and seeing how life has changed, and maybe the reactions of the things around you and the people around you. These are strong cards that are coming out right now. So I turned over all of the Oracle cards. So there's Leadership, Archangel Gabriel. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So chakra clearing, Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Courage, Archangel Ariel, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. And brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. I do feel like there's more of like a dominance in this way, like with leadership, um, taking the reins that can link to like maybe chariot energy. Again, I haven't turned over the rest of the cards, but um, that major arcana card maybe linking to Cancer. And so there is an aspect of that card where it's like going this way and that way because crabs, I was going to say Cancer and crabs, they have multiple legs and they tend to go this way and that way. um so it doesn't seem to be so much of a straight path a lot of the time. Sometimes it can be more straightforward than others. There can also be a link towards maybe like a dog. A dog has four legs, but it walks one direction. So there's multiple animals on that card, and then it is guided by an angel. So it might be something that might be guiding you through this. And there could be like the different challenges or the obstacles, the types of paths that maybe this angel brings you on that you weren't expecting. Or maybe it's like if you knew that you were going on that path, maybe you would have chosen a different path, but it leads to something that is great. And there's that courageous energy that you get from Archangel Ariel and then the leadership card, Archangel Gabriel. And that just seems like that, well, I'm not, whether you could read for genders, you don't have to read for genders, because I was getting like power couple in that way too, where again with the chariot energy, there could be those who are on your path that help you, and even are a person or people that may be a part of your path. And that's why the angel takes you this direction. Because it could be like at that time on this day, and then all of a sudden there's that interaction that happens. there just seems like an abundance of this. So this is the Ace of Cups. And it's not showing like anything overflowing for the cup from the cup, but it does seem like there is like an abundance of like overflowing type of affection there. And with the Ace of Swords in the present. So I feel like if you're saying something, um, if you're thinking about something or somebody, I feel like there's a strong chance that it's reciprocated or like the person's at least getting the answer. Because and in the past it's like the Knight of Pentacles, and that's a persistent energy too, and it's one that stays grounded through the process. Like it's a maybe it's like a person that doesn't it's not a person that strays away. And I was talking about dog energy too before. So, sorry. Um, and it kind of reminds me of that. And I'm not saying this is just for dog energy. I am, I'm not like really making it about myself, but well, I'm, and me just talking about myself at this point, but I guess here goes. So I'm a Libra and then I'm near the dog. And it's just, it kind of feels like energy that doesn't really stray away. Like even maybe years or um years or like a time period goes by and the dog still remembers this moment or this person or this type of interaction and it like sticks like glue to them, and that type of loyalty that like just comes from that. And so um it just kind of reminds me of like the dog movies, and it's hard for dog movies because you're like, if anything happens to the animal or like the dog, like don't have me watch it as like a movie night if you don't want me being like a tanuki, because I'll just be crying the whole time and it would just be so like, I don't know if people are gonna be like, it's just a movie, but I'm just like, in my heart, this just saddens me that they let the animal die. So the obstacle is the Emperor. Now that's a different animal. That's the ram with Aries. Did I say it was Pluto Day? I feel like it's Pluto Day. And I didn't mention it, linking to Scorpio and Scorpio linking to death and how we respond to change, because I feel like Scorpio energy really thrives when there's change going on, because that means that something different is on the horizon. I'm not saying that you're trying to like change in that way to get something different. You might be, but not in a way that um like if you could take it how it is, um because there's a lot of investment energy in terms of affection or the importance, like emotional importance, that Scorpio energy may bring. And even like with water signs too, I feel like that's something to take note, because there's a lot of care that goes into like water sign energy in terms of just wanting to invest in the person or situation. There's like a hard investment, if that makes sense. Like if like talking to a water sign and then the water sign just wants to know everything about you. And it's like noticeable because I don't know many water signs, to be honest. I mainly have like a lot of air signs. That tends to be the my friends that just like talk to me. So, I mean, I don't have like a large group of friends, but that tends to be like what it is. And um, so what I was kind of going at was like change can also be moving forward with the person, and I feel like that could be a thing. But if it's not, then it could be trying to see what else you can do in your life. I feel like there's an importance of being, I have said this in the client reading, like being loyal to yourself in these times. And that's like, I feel like the strength of it. And that's like kind of what I was getting at with like not wanting to rely on other people. Like it's nice to have people or like a person or things around you, but remember like the strength that you have to keep yourself going. So there's the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords, and the Dreamer, the Fool card from the Angel Tarot. And I'll turn over the other cards too. I'm trying not to press any buttons key on the keyboard. So with the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords, independent, experienced, realistic, witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. With the Dreamer, Archangel Metatron, and that's the Zero, the Fool, the leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So it does talk about that type of change too. And I do feel like it might be with another person or like interaction because you have the Ace of Swords, and I turn this over with the Six of Pentacles. Six for gold. That's what it says. The Navigator for the Ace of Swords. And then the Lovers with the Two of Pentacles. So comfort and joy. And I have said that's an interesting thing to say. There's probably something about it in the book. I never referenced the book since I've had the deck. But I kind of just want to go off of how I'm reading it. So whatever comes to me, like whatever stands out, or the general meeting and how it's building up to me, because I'm trying to form an I feel like it's like forming your own opinion. And as I say, I'm like looking at brilliant idea. There might be some, I'm not saying people that will object, but there's some that like might need clarification. I feel like that although it's the Emperor and you get it with Aries energy and that's like a fire sign, the Emperor is also linked to all four kings in the Minor Arcana and the Emperor's Major Arcana. So it might be one of those discussion boards or like talking to a specific person about the values and the things that really matter in especially like the direction that you're trying to go towards. With the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords that shows up in the reading, I'm feeling like there's an energy of somebody. I I feel like there might be experience in different areas of life because the Queen of Swords is a queen that has seen things, done things, said things, and learned from things. And I feel like it does really reflect on the person that she is because there's the different queens. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to plug my laptop in. 1 second so it doesn't stop filming. So I just plugged it in. Um, so with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, it can be talking about the types of things that you would want to invest in life, and that would be the discussion with the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. It might not be the straightest path, but with the Two of Pentacles is a minor arcana card. The Lovers card's major arcana. Emperor Major Arcana, so is the High Priestess, and the Fool card. So, and then the Lovers is linked to Gemini, and it doesn't need to be that sign, but it is also an air sign like the Queen of Swords, and that is associated with Libra too, or so associated with Libra, not two, I guess. So the Two of Pentacles isn't a bad card. I wouldn't say that there are bad cards in tarot, but it's like it might be a little bit of working on things or maybe this type of way that we do things might be helpful in this way or in that way. There might be like some things that need to be adjusted before things end up being something that is workable. So I feel like this is like a step into that direction. And I have said this in another reading. I feel like maybe there might need to be some clarification on that too, of like whether you're moving forward with or without a person. And again, it's like specific to your situation, but it's also like you could have somebody in your life and um there's an essence of like living to the fullest with them or without them. Like it shouldn't be determined how happy you'll be if you're with that person. Like you should be again the power to yourself to make yourself happy. And then I feel like it's extra happiness if somebody takes that journey with you. I feel like there's like a strong energy that comes along in this reading too. So that's another thing that I was kind of like getting. So there could be like with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, like a strong, like the Lovers card is here. Like there's just like a strong connection that has been like really, as soon as like the reading has happened, um, whoever the Lovers card is, whoever like the type of interaction that you have with them, I feel like it's making life enhanced and not making things like it life is only good when they're there. I feel like life is good and then they're also there. So life is great too because they're there. Um I don't feel like this is an independent reading. I feel like this is really a duality. And I mean, it could be for yourself too, because Gemini is one sign too. So, how to overcome the obstacle is an interesting one. It's the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is a card that maybe you're not receiving all the answers. It kind of reminds me of like, um, maybe like if you're using a type of social media or like even texting and maybe your reception's bad or something, and you're not getting certain messages, but it can be things that are left unsaid that still need to be discussed, like with the Ace of Swords. Because I know, like, I don't have many apps. I have, like, Skype, and then it, like, does this weird thing where there's nothing there, but, like, it's like, blinking as if I'm trying to, like, it's trying to, like, send me something. So, um, the Eight of Swords just seems like it's really navigating in those types of circumstances. And I'm going to pull out a couple more cards. I just feel like there's a lot of deep connection because that's just like what the reading was, and that's what like was kind of like picking up as I was going, and like energy and the reading would just like be kind of um like I'd be reading and then the energy would just be like full force in there, and it kind of felt like continuing but not stopping and going, but trying to continue and still feeling that energy almost rupture. I feel like there's like energy reciprocated. So I'm gonna read the last four and don't be alarmed. So the first two, the Eight of Wands and the Devil, and then the Page of Wands with the Empress. So the Devil and the Empress, Major Arcana. And it feels that there might be slow progress. And I feel like with the Devil it has like that way of trying to mold your life and seeing what your priorities are, and again, not trying to do this when this happens. Like I was saying, that I don't want to have an unhealthy routine of it's good to enjoy something, but not to rely on it. And it can be with different situations or like with a person to remember that things can really escalate, but to try to um, elevate things as you move. Because the Eight of Wands is like really fast movement, as if things escalate quickly, and if they escalate without having like a planning period, then things might be more up in the air. But I feel like with the Lovers card, there's like wanting to plan things out. And then with the Page of Wands and the Empress card, this one also says like messenger on it, which is interesting. Sometimes they switch that with the swords and the wands. I feel like the wands are still fire in here, but messenger, I feel like you could also link to the Ace of Swords, and you have the Ace of Swords here with the Navigator. So I feel like um I'm sorry, the Page of Wands with the Empress. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said Ace, but the Page of Wands, I would like with the Messenger, I would normally associate it with the Swords energy. But again, it depends on the deck. And then the Empress, it does feel like steady movement. Also, can be linked to the Libra energy too. And that feels like slow growth, as if like a seed, or even like during pregnancy type of thing. And you have the rabbit there too. So those can be cycles. And I feel like with rabbit energy, there it's usually associated with with short cycles. So I feel like it's important to see how you're working through these cycles, especially when there's not a lot of time, and if you want to use that time to the fullest extent and to make it so you can make different parts of your dreams come true, you can. The last card, I think it's a nice card. I think it's also endearing too, is the Counselor. Archangel Azrael, you are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in another video.